Do you want to know how to make a little extra money on the side? The best way to do it is by taking on jobs called side hustles, which help you build on a skill or enterprise outside of your main income. Side hustles are great for making money quickly, and a lot of people's side businesses quickly grow into their main form of income. There are a lot of ways to create a nice side hustle, but it all really comes down to knowing your skills, and knowing your worth. That's why today we are going to talk about the power of side hustles, as well as how you can find the one for you. Enjoy and stay tuned for the whole video so you don't miss a thing. Number 1, what are you good at? One of the most natural side hustles you can pull off involves just doing what you are good at. During the pandemic a few years ago, many people that were good with a sewing machine began making their own masks, which earned many of them quite a bit of money along the way. Making designs, doing a craft, or even dye stuff are all examples of great side hustles that you can do, but ultimately, the most important thing is what you are willing to do for others. If most people hate installing hardwood floors, but you find it really easy, then that's something you can take advantage of to make money. Motivation and experience are two really big factors to a successful side hustle, and so try and choose something that comes easy to you. Number 2, how much time do you have? The second big question that you're going to have to answer before you start up your new business venture is how much time you have to spare. The responsibilities of a side hustle can quickly mount as you find success. So in order to be prepared, you are going to have to know just how much time you can set aside each week or month. This will also help to determine what kind of side business you are going to run, given the amount of time you are able to dish out. Running a successful clothing store may be right up your alley, but the upfront cost of time may crash that dream before it even can get off the ground. And so maybe you just run an online shop instead? Over time, you can definitely build upon what you initially start with, but you just want to have an idea of how much you are willing to sacrifice to start. Number 3, let the business sink or swim on its own success. When people start up a side hustle, they usually do it for 2 reasons. One is that they just really want to get an influx of cash in either the short or long term. 2 is that they really believe in this idea but can't exactly quit their day job for it. Both outlooks can be successful, and both have their own unique advantages and disadvantages. The one rule that you should follow either way, however, is to not put up your own money, especially after an initial investment. Yes, we understand that it may cost a little bit to get the thing off the ground, but this is supposed to make you money, not cost you it. Don't invest in a restaurant only to end up losing money on it, because you can't let it die. Nothing is guaranteed in this life, and sometimes even good ideas simply don't succeed. Learn from it, move on, and use that knowledge to help you on future investments. But don't dwell on it and sink way too much money into it trying to revive your side hustle. The stakes are far too low to be risking so much, and you're just playing off better moving on to the next thing. Number 4, try to tap into social media. A decade ago, nobody would have been able to imagine just how important social media interaction would become to business. Nowhere is this truer in the world of side hustles too, where people are constantly creating and pitching their ideas to the online world in the hopes of going viral. Actually going viral is easier said than done though, and sometimes it can seem like an impossible task. If you are both the head of your business as well as the social media manager though, it can be hard not to get personally attached to your product or business, which can sometimes work against you. Going viral can happen organically from just how good or interesting your product or advertisement is. But this isn't something that is guaranteed. If you have a little bit of money up front, you can also try and boost your posts online to reach more eyes, and this is a much easier way to go viral. Even if you don't really have any intention of making it big through social media, you can still cover your bases by doing so. Owning a proper social media page prevents parody accounts from popping up and potentially trolling you out of sales. And it also makes you look more professional too. Number 5, don't let it look like a side hustle. We'll get to that in a second. I have a favor to ask of you. If you like this video so far, please subscribe to the channel. Side hustles require very little marketing, upfront cost, and they usually aren't designed with the intention of longevity. Still, with how powerful social media and viral marketing have become, products made by small teams or even a single person are bursting onto the scene all the time like never before. Because of this, you're probably a lot more used to seeing janky or poorly packaged products than ever before. but this shouldn't trick you into doing it yourself. Research has shown that people are naturally more drawn to well-presented products. And so if you're putting all your time and effort into making something good and not into selling it, well, you may be unintentionally killing your product. Just because your side hustle is great doesn't mean that people will come, and the best way to get people looking at your business is to make it look legit. Giving yourself a solid website, branding, and all of that stuff is really cheap today, but still, so many people forgo it. This is a mistake, of course, and one that could cost you money in the end. Even if this is a side hustle, you should still put your best foot forward if you expect people to shell out their own money for it. Number 6, look at your competition. You can have the best idea on the planet, but none of that matter if someone has already cornered the market. People that try to compete against the big names don't tend to find all that much success unless their product is filling a very specific niche, and so you're going to have to figure that out as well. If your product is almost the exact same as someone else's except yours is worse or more expensive, then you're going to either have to search for a new market or find a way to compete. That's not even mentioning the fact that side hustles are popping up all the time. And if it was easy for you to get started, it's going to be only a matter of time before other people try and edge into your territory. The margins of a side hustle can be tight, as it doesn't take long before the big brands start sniffing around and the little guys start to try and cut into your profits. Being aware of what they're up to gives your side hustle the best chance it has of finding success and hanging on to it. Number 7, know when it's time to grow or make it your priority. Just for a second, let's imagine that your side hustle actually does it, making it big right away and stealing the lion's share of the market. Suddenly, you are faced with some very serious questions that you have to deal with. Like, should I quit my job and prioritize this? Should I invest more money? These questions can be really stressful, which is why you should always prepare for the next step. When these questions start to pop up, you will only have a very set amount of time to take action, or else you may blow your shot completely and be passed by. Before you even put a single dollar into this business, you should know just how much you would sell it for, how much you want to be tied into this business, and how long you want to keep it running for. These answers will undoubtedly change depending on the type of success the product has. But having a sort of baseline can help you stay grounded and in the moment. Nobody truly believes they have the next big thing on their hands, but when they do, it's time to take charge and not let that opportunity slip away. Number 8, you can run multiple at once. If you are really good at creating these kinds of quick, money-making opportunities, then maybe it's time to expand on that pursuit. A lot of people will try and create a process where they are constantly building up and then selling side hustles and then making a load of passive income in the long term. Always try and keep in mind that the side hustle is meant to make you money, and it's not supposed to cost all your time in order to do it. If you start to see success but are ready to move on, you can always recruit someone you trust to run the business as you move on to your next idea. After a while, side hustles begin to function almost automatically, so you shouldn't have to worry too much about things failing in your absence. You can always hang around as well, or train the person for a while before departing. Obviously, it can be hard to trust somebody with the business you created and then cultivated, but that's sort of the deal with side hustles. You are best not getting too attached to these kinds of businesses, as it requires you not to get too emotionally invested in any of them. These aren't meant to be a part of your empire, just a quick way to make more money. How do you make money on the side? Do you have side hustles? Let us know in the comments section, as we would love to know. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, and now would be a great time to subscribe for more videos like this one.